Okay, students, today we're going to be looking at some set approach questions doing quantity times value. So this is a paper one question, right? So this is no calculators. We're going to try to figure out how to do this question together, shall we? Okay, so first of all, let's read the question at what we have. The question tells us that Mrs. Lim took home 120 eggs, right? Mrs. Lim took home 120 eggs. Next part says that she paid $4.80 less with the special offer. So this is a very important part here because it tells you that she paid lesser than the normal price, right? So it's $4.80 lesser with the special offer. The question is asking for what was the price of 10 eggs without the special offer. So what I want to do here first is I want to first find out how many eggs are there in one set. So what we're gonna write down is we're gonna write down that one set, she buys 10 eggs and she gets two free eggs. So that means in one set, she gets a total of 12 eggs. And since one set is 12 eggs, I want to find out how many sets she has in total because since she bought a total of 120 eggs, so we're gonna do 120 divided by 12, which will give us 10 sets. Since I have 10 sets of eggs, right? Since I have 10 sets of eggs and one set has two free eggs, I want to find out how many free eggs did she get in total, which will give me 10 sets times 2 of the number of eggs, and they will give me 20 free eggs. Now, what is this 20 free eggs? This 20 free eggs is actually the cost of 480 because remember, she gets two eggs for free. That means she paid lesser than what you would normally pay for 12 eggs. So since 20 free eggs is $4.80, or in essentially 20 eggs is $4.80, they want to find the price of 10 eggs without the special offer. So just by reading the question again, we can now solve the question. Since they want to find 10 eggs, I can just divide by 2, and you'll get $2.40 as your answer. Right? Should be a quite simple question. Okay. So now we're going to look at another question, which is a bit harder. We're going to look at the remainder concept, a bit of percentage, a bit of fractions. This is a paper two question, so calculators would be allowed, right? So let us read the question together. They say that Peggy spent 75% of her money on a calculator, right? She then spent 40% of the remainder. So what is this word here? What does it mean when the question says remainder? Whenever a question says remainder, it means the leftover money or the amount, depending on what we are talking about here. So in this case, would be money, right? So that means this 40% is not part of the original 100%. It is actually a new 100% from the leftover after spending on the calculator, right? So after that, she had $6.90 left. The question is asking how much did Peggy have at first? So first and foremost, we need to always first convert percentage into fractions first. Why do we do this? Is so that it is easier for us to draw out a model to help us do the question. So first one, I'm working with 75%. So I'm going to convert 75% into fractions. 75 is out of 100. And since we can simplify it, we will simplify so we don't have to draw so many units for our model, right? Unless you want to draw 100 units for the model, I don't think so, right? Okay, so then now we'll convert the 40% as well. 40% will be 40 over 100 and 2 over 5, right? I'm simplifying this as well. So now using this information that I have, since I've already obtained the evidence, I'm going to I'm going to draw down the drop-down model. Okay, so first, what am I working with? The first part of the sentence is I spent 75%, which is the same as saying Peggy spent 3 over 4 of her money on a calculator. So first, I want to make sure that I draw 4 units. And out of these 4 units, 3 units is for the calculator. Okay, next, can you see that I am only left with 1 over 4? And this 1 over 4 will actually be my quote unquote new 100%, right? It will be my new 100% where she spent another 40% of the amount here in this 1 unit on a book. And it's 2 over 5. So therefore, I need to cut this into 5 pieces here. And out of these 5 pieces, two units will be for the book, and the remaining 3 units is what I'm left with, which in this case will be $6.90. Since I know this information, since I know that 5 small units is equals to 1 large unit, I can determine that this is 5 units, and the other three is also 5 units each. Knowing this information, I now know that 3 units is equals to $6.90. That means 1 unit will be $6.90 divided by 3, which will give me $2.30. And the question is asking for how much money did Peggy have at first. So just by reading the question again, I can find and solve my mystery, right? So total, I'm working with 20 units at first. So I'll just do 20 units equals to $2.30 times 20, which will give me the grand total of $46. That is how you solve a question of a remainder concept, just by drawing a model. Very simple. Mark. Whoops. Mark have some 10-cent coins, 20-cent coins, and 50-cent coins plus $1. So I have 4 types of coins that I am working with, okay, in a coin box. The pie chart in figure 1, okay, figure 1, shows what Mark has in terms of the number of each coin. Shows what Mark has in terms of the number of each coin. They say that he has twice as many 50-cent coins as $1 coin. That means 50-cent coins is how many units? 2 units, right? So let's write down 2 units. And then $1 is 1 unit. All right. So let's us write this down as well. $1 is only 1 unit. 50-cent coins is around 2 units. Okay, just write it down. So the first question asks you, the pie chart in figure 2 shows what Mark has in terms of the total value of each type of coins. Now, can you all try on your own first? Where do you think 10 cents, 20 cents, and 50 cents belong to in the 3 blanks? Can you all please try on your own first, and then after that show it to me? Basically, the biggest one should definitely be your 50 cents, because that based on pie chart 1, the 50-cent coins is way more than the $1, 10 cent, and the 20 cents, right? So therefore your 50 cents should be the biggest one. And because 10 cents and 20-cent coins have the same amount, have the same number of coins, you know that 10 cents will always be lesser than 20 cents. Therefore, the smaller one will be 10 cents and the bigger one will be 20 cents. All right, did everyone get this one? Right, everyone got this, yeah? Okay, so now let's look at the second part of the question. The second part of the question says, sorry, I almost said volume. The value of the $1 coins in the coin box is $8. Okay, let's write down. $1 coin in the coin box is $8. They want you to find the total value of all the coins in the coin box. They want you to find all the coins in the coin box. Okay? So let us write down $1. Since I have I have $8, correct? For $1 coins. How many $1 coins would there be? 8, right? Correct? I have 8 $1 coins. So write down 8 coins. Okay? So now that you know that I have 8 coins here, Can I give you guys some time to try to attempt this question on your own now? Since we already done a few pie chart questions before this, I think you guys can try this on your own. The key hint is, remember just now we wrote that 50-cent coins is 2 units of $1. That's the key hint. I shall go through this question now. So hopefully you all managed to get the answer of $19.60. Did anyone didn't get this? Okay, so because I already established that this is only 1 unit, that means for 50-cent coins, okay, for 50-cent coins, I will have 2 units worth of coins, which will be 16 because 8 coins times 2. Correct? Okay, and because as you can look at the model, 10-cent coins and 20-cent coins is half of the whole pie chart. That means this is also 3 units. So that means that 10-cent coins plus 20-cent coins is equals to 3 units as well. So in 3 units, I will have 24 coins. Okay, and I need to split them half, right? So I need to do 24 divided by, oops, I need to do 24 divided by 2 in this case, because I need to split 24 directly in half. Okay, so because I need to split directly in half, I'll have 12 coins each. That means I have 12 of this, I have 12 of this. So all you have to do is just just write down that you have $8 plus $8 because 16 coins of 50 cents is $8 plus bracket 12 times 10 cents plus 12 times 20 cents. And this will give you the total of $19.60. Everyone got this? Do y'all do the same method? Okay, if everyone has a clear understanding of the question, can we get a thumbs up? Okay, can I see everyone thumbs up? Very good. Okay, so hopefully you all have been able to do the questions and understand every question today.